Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just hope you brought your oven mitts, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Let me know if the mic is working, baby. Check that for me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear what I'm saying exactly and it's loud and clear and it don't sound like I'm talking through a tin can or something like that, family. So let me just check something real quick. First of all, let's get into the market real quick just to get a quick look. I got to tell you though, family, brace yourself. Brace yourself. It's looking a little scary. It's looking a little spooky out here. We broke through a really, really important level. That 408 level. I mentioned it the other day. Let's take a quick look together. You said the mic is good. Do you see this? Now, if we zoom back just not too long ago, but I want to say a few days back, let's check what this looked like together. Now, I know I got all my words in here and everything, but do you remember we drew a line? This red line, you might not remember, but it's 408. We broke through that 408, and upon breaking through it, it literally crashed. Tried to come back and retest that line and get back over it, got rejected, and came all the way back down again. Now, notice that a lot of these major movements are happening in the after hours and in the pre-market. Look at this again. This drop, pre-market drop, right? After hours drop. When the market is closed, but the institutions are open and ready to play, family. The algorithms, all of it. So now we're back down here at about 403 at the time of this recording on the market. So I put on a watch list that I was looking at a 400. Let me just go to the 5-minute real quick. A 400 put, right? When you wake up some days, you do have to readjust because the market can be wildly different in the morning, right? So you want to be able to play it both ways and be able to understand what's going on here. So I'm seeing a lot of ones rolling in the chat, family. Shout out to the whole family, baby. Love it. I love it. I love it. So that means the market is falling, but the chat is up. And I see the likes rolling in too, family. I appreciate y'all for that. Just know. So now what we're going to try to do is see if we can make some money here. Remember, you don't want to trade every day, but every day you want to either earn or learn. And that's going to be our main goal. So while we're here, what I want to do is shout out to my OGs who've been in here. You know what time it is. My OGs who've been rocking me for a long time. You know what time it is, baby. If you already put a 1 in the chat, I need you to put another 1 in the chat so everybody in here know where you at. And if you're new here, put a 2 there. So now, while you're doing that, I'm going to go over the rules again. Because we got to keep this in mind. We got to keep this in mind because a lot of people, again, are getting hurt with the call options. And you know what? Have you ever seen a rule or a law? And sometimes they really don't make sense. I want to just take a step back. You ever seen a rule or a law and you're thinking like, man, oh, I see the ones coming in, baby. I see I see a few 2s in there too. Hey. Shout out to the whole family. But listen to me. You ever seen a law or a rule that you was like, man, do this make sense? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes some rules don't make sense. Like in some states, I think you can't even like spit your gum out on the ground or something like that. I don't know, right? It's some weird laws that exist. Let's be clear, some real weird laws that exist. But sometimes they're like safety rules. And you're thinking like, this rule is unnecessary, right? A lot of rules are written in blood. A whole lot of rules, a whole lot of laws. Some of the laws is ridiculous, so let's be clear on that. But some of the laws is written in blood. Now, this is a rule, and it's actually law 4 that's written in blood, family. What kind of blood? I'm talking about stock market blood. Holding overnight is very risky, but especially in a bear market, this law is written in blood. What do I mean? I mean, for example, and maybe we could find an example, right? Maybe we could find an example together. You might see something like, let's see if we can find an example together, just so we could just bring the point home so you can understand why it exists. Sometimes they seem so yacht balcony, for example, right? Like, take a look at this. Oh no, even better. Maybe a cruise. Balconies, for example. Now, if you go on a cruise ship, and this is just an example that I'm just going to make up, right? But I could imagine that they would have it here. right? If you go on a cruise ship, maybe I could see a good one. Maybe not. Maybe not. But sometimes, okay, like this. Do you see these bars here? Right? It might be kind of hard for you to see. But notice how they're like double, right? They're like double. People like to lean over. People like to lean over so far when they on a cruise, right? Just try to chill, and they want to just like lean over the thing. So then a lot of people have actually fallen over, right? Fallen over. And the thing about falling over on the ship is, family, as soon as they find out that you fell off the boat and you're in the water, in like 5 minutes that it takes for the person to alert the ship and the ship to turn around, they are already a mile away from you in most cases after you already fell out of the ship. So they got to turn a big boat around and try to come and get you, or deploy some type of safety measure. But guess what? The law is now that you got to have these double bars on many parts of the balcony just to give people some more stability so they don't fall over. But then you're thinking, man, it's going to cost these cruise ships $100 million to put these on all of the ships. But guess what? It's a law that's written in blood because so many people have died or got smoked because it wasn't there, right? So now that's how I see law number 4. It's kind of like that cruise ship kind of a law where you just need that extra layer of protection just so you don't fall off of the ship. And then when the boat is going up back to the bull market, you could still be on it rather than blowing up your account. And again, I don't want to dissuade you from saying, oh man, you know, I like holding my options overnight. I don't want you to not be willing to do it, but I don't want you to keep doing it and keep getting smoked in the bear market, because let's keep it real and let's keep it raw. Let's take a look. Look at this. You know, to this day, right now, as we speak, people saw this going up, 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 up. Oh yeah, I'm about to get some calls for overnight. I'm about to ride this to 410. And then look at that. On the technicals, I could totally see what you're saying, right? Let's run the quick technicals in hindsight. And then let's see how another law is written in blood too. So take a look at this. Let's say that we didn't have this line right here, right? We're going to use it as our example. And we're going to turn it mean and green just to make this point. If you appreciate me explaining this, let me know in the chat, family. Take a look. You see this right here on the market, this peak and this peak? You could describe this in many cases as a double top, right? You could describe it as a double top. 1, 2. We came all the way back down and then we broke the technical double top. We broke it. Oh yeah, on the technicals, this means that we could probably play some calls, right? But look how close we are to this gray box here, which is the overnight, right? The overnight hold. You playing it overnight and you lose your control to get out of it when it goes left. And then look, how is another rule written in blood too? It's like this. So first of all, the cruise ship one I told you about, that's why I highlighted in blue just for you. Holding overnight is risky, especially in a bear market. We're in a bear market, so that means it's extra risky. When we get into a bull market, I'll be more willing to hold them longer term. This is the other one that relates to. TA works 70% of the time. The technicals yesterday at what time is this? Let's call it 3 o'clock. About 3 o'clock, if not 2 p.m. yesterday, it's telling you, oh yeah, we broke the double top. We are now past where the sellers are. It's time to get into a call, right? But look how it's going into the overnight. Family, TA works 70% of the time. And this time, it didn't work. Why? You see this right here? This is called a gap down right here. You see this, the candles right here, and then boom, all of a sudden it's all the way down there. It gapped down. It just like basically skipped all of these levels and then just whoop, like teleported, family. You could think of a gap down like a teleport almost sometimes when it's really drastic. So look, boom, all the way down here. What happened? News. Just like we said, this law is written in blood. The news catalyst. News can really, really, really make something happen, and manipulation at times. What news? You might be asking. What news is going on? So first of all, everybody is freaking out about Joe Biden and his, what they're calling a surprise visit. You be the judge, right? U.S. President Joe Biden walks with Ukraine President Zelensky, I don't know how to say his first name, during an unannounced visit to, I don't know how to pronounce that either. I'm from the East Coast, family. You let me know. So, all right, that's one thing. And then another thing, Home Depot's earnings and Walmart's earnings and guidance forward is not looking so strong. Now, keep in mind, why do people care about this? Because no matter what the economy is like, people go to Walmart because they need toilet paper. They need napkins. They need things that you just need, right? No matter if it's a recession or not, you need things that you just need, right? So then when people are saying, yo, it's not looking good for Walmart, that's not looking good for the economy, right? It's a forward leading indicator. And then Home Depot, when you drive from New York to LA, I'm talking the whole way, you're going to see cars on your left and your right. Basically, not cars. You're going to see homes on your left and your right the whole way. Family, if your ceiling or your roof or your doors or something ain't working in your house, it don't matter if it's a recession or not, family. You got to get that fixed, right? You got to get that fixed. So Home Depot and Lowe's, for example, they should be making money regardless of a recession, regardless of all of these things. But now people are looking at that roof that's leaking and they like, I'm just going to put a bucket under that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because it's getting hard out here. So then when we see things like this, now you start to see this. You start to see the market just gap down. It just gaps down past the technicals. Past the technicals. Kiev, appreciate you, family. If that's how you say it, shout out to you, family, again. Much love. But I'm telling you, family, it's real. It's real out here. So then that's why I tell you, because people are like, oh man, you're not helping my option, and it went up 1,000,000%. And I'd be like, yo, that's what's up. I'm happy for you on that. However, don't make it a habit. Don't make it a habit, right? And we just got to understand that. And then in doing so, that's how I'm able to stay more green, like you see here, right? And you watch me do these trades on the live. I'm able to stay more green than red, right? That's really the goal. Some days you make 2,000, some days you make 500, whatever. But the idea is to stay more green than red. To be honest with you, if I was netting $100 on the market, right? If I was netting $100 on the market in a day, like I know some of them say thousands, but family, I'd be cool with that. You know, I would wish I was getting more. Who wouldn't, right? Everybody wants more. But I would have to be, my bad, I dropped my keyboard. I would be cool with that. You got to check your ego at the door and say, hey, I got $100 more than I had. That's why I told you I like $100 bills, family, straight up. Straight up. It's as simple as that, family. He says, almost trade time. Let's go. It's Monday, Tuesday. Right. A lot of people were looking at the markets yesterday and like, yo, what the heck is going on? So let's see. And I'm not even going to assume that today is going to be green on the trading. You just want to come in it clear, right? Come in it clear. You get what the charts give you, and then that's it. So now we already getting a little bit of a downturn. The fear is in the market. The bears is out here. Now let's look at the RSI. Let's look at the MACD. MACD recently, I would say, actually last night, MACD crossed over last night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, right? It crossed down. However, it already gapped down at that point. And then the RSI on the 5-minute time frame, you can see it down here on the 5-minute time frame. What we have is it's on 44, right? So it's somewhat neutral-ish. Now, let's go and let's put our levels. They're going to be a little different after this gap down, right? They're going to be a little odd, perhaps, because of this. And what I mean by gap down is this right here, right? We are already past where the green and the blue lines, the green and the red and then the blue lines makes so much sense that it's like a more easy of a trade. And I wish that I could, you know what? Let me see something. On Google, I think you could draw. I think you can draw, right? Like Google Draw. But I don't know if Google Draw actually lets you like draw, like Google Docs, easily create diagrams and charts. Google Drawing. I swear that Yeah, did they delete that app? Google drawing, complete overview. Yeah, where's that? Google Draw. Quick draw. Let me just click this before. Hopefully I don't get clickbait into some bull crap. Let's draw. Family, if I get a virus, I'm gonna be mad. Draw a flying saucer? No. I'm trying to draw the charts. So like this, look, boom. Red line, green line, or actually green line, red line. And then when the market is moving like this, right? Yo, come on now. I don't care about that. I just need this draw. I want, family, is there an app that you know that could let me free draw like this? Let me know. This dang time frame, could I exit? Can't quit. All right. But I need an app just like this that'll just let me just draw in here without trying to time frame me to draw some bull crap. So I can show you an example. But for now, I just skip past it. So, okay. Let's go and let's actually chart this. What we like to do is this. And I wanted to kind of show you how it makes sense, but sometimes it don't. Pictionary, Word, Paint. I'm on a Mac. I'm on a Mac. Do we even have that? Paintbrush, paint. I'm on a Mac, family. I'm on a Mac. I don't know if I got that app. Let me look. Paint. Yeah, I don't got it. Microsoft Paint, all that. Nah, I don't got it. Procreate. Yeah, a lot of y'all seem like y'all on Windows. Freeform? Freeform? Let's be clear. If I gotta download an app, Notes. If I gotta download an app, this just might be another time. You said I'm funny? All right, yeah. Another time, and I'll be able to just draw it. Google Draw. Yo, that's what I thought, right? That's what I thought. I thought it was in Google, just straight up, just Google. Like you go to Google and then you go and draw. Like Google, I thought it was one of these apps. More apps from Google. Browse all products. I don't want your products, Google. I do not want your products. I just want to be able to draw. Drive. Maybe they discontinued it because nobody was using it. I sure wasn't using it. Google Docs? You said pencil paper, you old school. Google Docs? All right, so look, I'm in a Google Doc right here. How am I gonna draw? But whatever, that's beyond the point. Let's go over here and let's see. Let's go over here and let's see. The idea is when you have a low level, right? You have a low level on this side over here. When the current candle is extremely low, lower than your previous lows of the last, let's call it 2 and 3 days, it's going to be very challenging to put your red line on the bottom because the red line would be exactly where the candle is at. So like, this is what I mean by that, right? Let's try to make it less confusing. Let's say that the stock price was up here, right? Where these words are. We look back a few days, we say, oh yeah, the red line goes here, right? The red line goes here, and this will be our normal entry for a put. That means a 10% stop loss, right? Our normal entry for a put. That's normally how you would set that up. However, when you look at the current candle price, it's actually under where you would put your red line, so it can't go there, right? It can't go there. So that means your red line has to be basically today's low. However, the confusion could come into place because, again, that gap down that happened, this right here, because of the news, the confusion comes into place where the blue line and the red line are exactly in the same spot. Because how do you get the blue line? You don't go back a few days. You go to the current candle, and then you say, okay, where is the previous low on the current candle? And then look at this. Where is the previous candle? It's the same exact spot as the red line. This may have happened to us yesterday too. So then how would I play this, right? How would I play this? Would I play it as a normal entry on a put? Or would I play it as an early entry on a put? Since they're the same thing right here, both can work. It just depends on your risk tolerance at this point. In my risk tolerance in a bear market, it has to be lower. So then what I'll do is I'll go with the 5% stop loss with the potential to re-enter on a better entry. So now we are at 402.98. In this case, what we have now is a psychological level of support, which is going to be at 400. So this means that the ride down is going to hit 400 and then kind of pause, right? Like bounce off of it. It's very likely they could power through it and then come back to it. But the ride down is not as far as you would like. Being that this is 402, let me make sure that this blue line is as thick as I want it to be. It is. Okay, so these two are basically the same. And then this down here, this white line is our psychological level of support, right? We're sitting on a level of support for the last, basically today. So it should be a weak level of support, but it's still a level of support nonetheless. So with that being said, let's go and let's add in some more text. Drawing, and then we're gonna add in text. And then psychological level of support. What does this mean again? I think I spelled that right. Maybe, maybe not. So, all right. This means that a lot of limit orders are going to be filled right here. And it's just the way it goes. When you think about people saying, man, if the SPY ever come back to 400, I'm loading up. That's this. There's a lot of that happens. Even when you go to the options and you look at, let's call it the open interest. You look at the open interest. You go to the flat numbers family. I'm talking about 400, 405, right? Like very rounded numbers. You're going to see the open interest is crazy on those compared to the 401, compared to the 402, compared to the 403. Because everybody just, their brain just automatically goes to round numbers. So, okay, psychological level. What does this look like here? What would we want to see here? Again, today is kind of a crazy day because it was going on in the news. Especially after inflation was a little bit stickier than people wanted it to be. You're going to see the bears coming out, family. We're going to have to get our bear mace. You ever seen that? It looked like a fire extinguisher. All right, so this, and we're on a 30-minute time frame, mind you that. Let me zoom in a little bit. On a 5-minute time frame, we see a lot or a very long wick on the bottom. Who are we looking at there? Buyers or sellers? When we see the very long wick on the bottom, who are we looking at? Who is that? Who's doing that to that wick? Let me know. Dag, this is if we see a giant candle like this, family, I'm running. Yep, the buyers are doing that. All right, now confirmation would look more like this. A candle that lives completely under here, right? So now we have our low blue line, we have our low red line. They are basically the exact same. It looks like they're different, but they're literally the same. Our early entry on a put, our early entry on a call. If you were to get in on something like that, upon confirmation, just know the ride down is not very long. That's right, family, the buyers. The buyers are the ones putting the long wicks on the bottom of the candle. This is why we can see them trying to push it up. So now, here we go. Right here, So how do we get our top blue line, our early entry on a call? We are very close to it. You look to the left. So you look at the candle that's currently moving. You look to the left, and then you put a line on the leftmost peak, and that's right here. And then this is going to be our early entry on a call. But just know, this one I would say is a little high risk because the next peak is very, very close. Make sure you understand what I'm saying here. The next peak right here is very, very close. So on the technicals, the ride up doesn't look like it's going to be just like a straight shot, right? Like a straight, just a shot. It looks like a breakout, but not a long standing breakout. It could happen, but it just looks like that. Now on the technicals and the indicators, in fact, we got the RSI, it crossed up. That's a good sign. We got the MACD. That's this blue and this orange line down here. Boom. Now, you see that? Crossed up. That's a positive indicator. We have this right here. The wicks that are long on the bottom. That's another positive indicator. We have green candles still pushing up. Positive indicator. We are at a level of resistance. However, there's another level of resistance, which I'll just make it like white right here so you can just see that this is not like a normal line that we put on the chart, but we just want to see it because it's really, really close. It's really, really close. So, okay, I would put my green line for a normal entry on a call. I would put it like right here. This would be past that gap point. Not totally, but past where it kind of peaked back up before retracing down. So then that's where I would put it. So now, all right, what do we have here? Let me go back and grab some of my words so I can bring them on over. Maybe I went too far out. Here we go. So early entry on a call. No, that's something that I'm gonna need later. Perhaps early entry on a call. The gamble zone. Okay. And then this green line up here, I don't need it. All right. So now, boom. Early entry on a call. We are basically right there. We didn't confirm. We talked about when you get in and you don't confirm, but you get in anyway. We call that a very early entry on a call. That's when you get in and you didn't wait for confirmation. You got to always understand the level of risk that you are taking. And in between the blue lines, it's called the gamble zone. Why? Because you're basically in Vegas right now with this one, family. You're basically in Vegas. So now, confirmation. Like I was telling you, this yellow box here says very early entry, no confirmation. You either put a 2% stop loss on it and imagine that you're probably going to get kicked out, right? Very quickly, but you'll protect yourself from the gamble zone. Or you ease in with the 5 or 10% stop loss if you so choose. Now notice, anybody who tried to get in very early right now, they would have probably got kicked out, or they probably would have been trying to ease in at this point, right? So right now, I'm not currently looking for that. I'm going to tuck this away. Now we're in the gamble zone. This is where you flip a coin, you get a call, you get a put, and then, hey, it's either going to work or it won't. And look what happens. Look what happens. You got to understand where that is. This is the gamble zone. We try not to trade in the gamble zone because it's not a good long-term strategy. You can and you could get lucky, but oftentimes it's not a good long-term strategy. Sometimes though, like I say, this is like shooting from half court. You can make it, but you ain't gonna win a championship if you keep shooting from half court. It just don't work like that. So, okay, since we can identify the gamble zone, we can identify the areas of highest risk. And this is it. When you get into options, you got to be able to identify the areas of the highest risk. So now, with that being said, let me just zoom out a little bit more because again, I see the long wicks. The buyers are really, really, really trying to push this up. They really are. However, there's a lot of sellers right up here that you've seen them, that massive just sell all at once. But I see the strength. I see the strength. I'm going to go and open up my options right now. And let's see what we get. Let's see what we can get. We as in me, I can't give you financial advice. Remember that. So, okay, I'm going to look at SPY options, ticker symbol SPY. Remember, we're in the gamble zone still. You would prefer not to trade in the gamble zone. We do see the buyers are trying their best to push it up, but you did see how it got up here and then the sellers just drastically sold it off. Because again, like I was telling you before, they are here. The sellers are sitting here. The sellers are sitting right here in this box. This is why it peaks up here and then jump back into the gamble zone, because the buyers are pushing it up. But whenever they push it up, this whole area is resistance, right? This entire area. That's right, Clay. Shout out to my dog. We as in me. So, okay. Now, what I'm going to go and do is, again, I never ever get married to a direction when I'm trying to trade. When I buy a stock, yes, I'm married to Apple. I want it to go higher and up. I'm married to VTI. I want it to go higher and up, right? I'm holding on to them long term. We in it together through thick and thin, unless something changes fundamentally with the company. But that's different, right? That's different. That's buying and investing. When you trade, you don't want to get married to a direction, because what you'll be doing is get married to giving other people your money. So, okay. Now, let's see this. You said, do you see the usual option activity? Some confirmation. I use those as indicators. Great indicators too, which is a good point. Let's just check. Let's go see how the big dogs is playing it. Let's look at the SPY. Let's look at the unusual options activity right now. So I'm seeing a lot of put. It's mixed. When you go in and you look at like Moomoo, for example, it's mixed. They're buying puts today, and they're selling puts today. So it's mixed. And there's one call. There's literally one call that they bought. The 1, 2. Nope, just one. So it's totally mixed. But you see this? The gamble zone. When you can identify this, and the reason I want to bring this to your attention is, yo, we got 2,000 people on a live stream. Let's get it. Let's get it on a private live. Family, can we get 1,000 likes in the building? All right, look, boom. So now we coming down here. We are trying to break down again. Notice we did not confirm below this point. And notice another thing. The ride down is not far. The ride down is not far. The ride up is not far, and the ride down is not far. These white lines. I guess the ride down is a little bit farther than the ride up. 500 likes, almost 600. Let's keep it going, baby. So, okay. Now that we're looking at this, what I would do, like I tell you, I don't get married to a direction. What do I mean by that? What I literally mean by that is I'm ready, excuse me, I'm ready to buy a call or a put, depending on what the technicals are telling me. I let the chart say, hey, Keenan, look, it's time right now to get into a call. And then the charts tell me, okay, this is all you're going to get out of the call. Or I get into a put. The charts tell me, okay, this is all you're going to get out of a put. And sometimes you will lose, right? That's another one of the laws. Oh, yeah. Why we got everybody in here, fam? I got to say this. I will never, ever send you a direct message on Instagram. I will never, ever send you a direct message on Discord. I will not add you as a friend on Instagram or Discord or nothing like that, because there are scammers who try to use the direct messages and friend requests against me and against you. They want to use your trust for me against us both. And I'm not having that. So then I won't add you as a friend. I'll talk to you in the open chats so everybody can see that it's me. We could delete all of the scammers and they not a part of the Discord. However, the thing is this, Discord is like a public app, for example, where you know how if you go on Instagram and somebody's friends, their page ain't private on Instagram, you could go and see all of everybody, right? You can see everybody who they're following, and you could DM all of the people that they're following, right? So I don't send DMs for that very reason. On Discord, on Twitter, on Instagram, none of it. So be on the lookout for scammers. I don't have no private thing. This is the private thing. Right? I don't have no VIP website, nothing like that. Right? So, okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get back to it. Check me out. You will lose. So make sure you take small losses. How do we do that? You trade with 5% of your portfolio max, and you use a 5 to 10% stop loss. Okay. So now we're over here, and let's check this out. What we're getting to, we didn't get there yet, but we're getting to confirmation on the negative side. Right? We're getting to confirmation. We didn't get there yet, but we're getting close. On the downside. So you notice how it's kind of like bouncing back inside of there. Let me just open this up a little bit more so we can see it. And I'll delete this, right? Because, you know, I don't want my charts being like so busy. I know how charts can get, especially when you're not used to looking at them like that. But there's a whole lot of information here, family. But I know how busy they can get. So let's try to unbusy it as much as we can. Clean it up a little bit. Okay, so now let's go and let's look at the 400 put option. Why? Does it mean I'm buying it right now? No, but it means I do want to see what it costs in case the time is right to make it happen. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at today's expiration. I don't plan on holding it all day if I was to get in it. I want to go and see what it costs. So I'm going to look at the put options. We are very close to 1,000 likes, family. We need like what? 100, 125? Hit that like button for me. Okay, so the $100, or actually I said 100. I'm thinking of the likes again. The $400 put for today costs $32 at the time of this screenshot that I'm about to send. Now, again, I didn't get it, but I want to see the cost. Why am I looking at the put? Because we are near the bottom of the gamble zone. So then I just want to see what the puts cost. So then when it's time to execute, I'm ready. And when you hear me call out numbers, this is what you'll see. So, okay. This, let me see right here. This I don't need. Oh yeah, we talked about the no landing and all of that in a video recently. Right, okay, boom. When you see me calling out numbers on the SPY, for example, like this is the put, right? This is the 400, this is the strike. This is just the name of it. If you're new here, this is just the name of the option. So what do we need, family? A few more likes. What? 14 likes. Let's get it. Let's get it. 14 likes. Hey, 11. So check me out. $400 strike. I didn't buy it. Let's be clear on that. The date is the 21st of February, year 2023. This is just the name of a contract. They mean something, but it's just a name of a contract. If I was to buy it, my goal would be, and my people who are new at options, you see how it says 32 right here? It ain't 32 now because it's pushing back up, right? So this thing should be even lower than that. Right now it's at, oh no, it's at 35. It's at 35. So what's going on? Let's see. Okay, she's going up. She's pushing back down. But as you can see, what I'm saying here, let me just go back real quick. Grab that. Yeah, so as you can see, let me just move this over a little bit too. My goal would be to buy it at $32, and sell it at 33, sell it at 63, sell it at 100, right? You just want to buy it and then sell it for more. That's the long and short of options. Now, entering into an option is totally different. It takes more skill and precision. But the overall goal is you find a contract. The name does tell you something, but just think of it as a name. The 400 strike expiration today, 21st. You want to buy it at a certain price and then sell it for higher. That's literally the whole end of the game. If somebody telling you it's different, then that's it. My guy said, why so far out of the money? So, okay, good question. But the answer is this. This is not actually far out of the money at all, right? Because the stock price is only 402, or the ETF is only 402. So it's maybe 1 or 2 out of the money, right? $1 or $2 out of the money. But now we're back in the gamble zone, but we're near the bottom. Why didn't we just jump in? What do we prefer to wait for? Sometimes you could not wait and you could go a little harder, right? You could ease into your position, right? Sometimes you could do that. Sometimes you could ease into your position. We said this, the very early entry, that yellow mark right there, but it's not something you should do every time. Generally, you want to wait for something that we call confirmation. All right, since the blue lines are playing the same, do we move both lines? So you pick, you get to pick. What's your risk tolerance? Are you willing to lose 10%? Or are you willing to lose 5%? You got to know your risk tolerance. If they're the same, then you could play it. You could choose. Exactly. Confirmation, baby. Confirmation. When you wait for confirmation, it gives you more reliability, right? More reliability. The only thing is, though, patience in the stock market is almost a double-edged sword, right? It's going to work more than it don't work, right? You rather have a double-edged sword if you in a battle than not having a sword, right? However, sometimes you could cut yourself. What do I mean by that? You will miss out on an entry because you're being patient. But guess what? If you're taking every single entry, you're going to get smoked a lot. So it's better to be prepared than surprised. Okay, so you move the red lines now since it touched the new low. Let's check it in, right? We're on a 5. We could, but we could still play these levels. I get what you're saying, but we could still play the same levels because we're waiting for the confirmation. But you on point. You on point with that. So like, let's say that we just walked in, right? Then technically you could move both of the red and the blue lines down here. But we can still play these same exact levels that we were playing before because not much has changed. So now we just can wait. It's just a patience game at this point. So yeah, now, oh my goodness, family. So remember how I was telling you that, again, you can't tell the future, right? You know who can. They keep getting me demonetized, I think. So let's go over here. Check this out. Here we go. Down. She falling down. This same put that I was just showing you right here. How I was telling you, the goal would be to buy it at 32 and then sell it for more. Family, this thing is at 47 right now. This ain't 32 anymore. It's now 47. So like when I saw this at first, if I would have bought it, I would have got lucky. Let's be clear, right? You got to understand what you did that would have been luck and what you did that's actual skill. So you could differentiate between the two, right? Because if you hit a half-court shot and then it turns out that it was just luck, but you keep shooting them, family, you're going to miss most of them and lose. So, okay. But now, understand, this is 48 right now. That's the price. And a lot of people say, oh, man, Keenan, I put in an order, but it won't fill. Family, that's because this red number is probably way up and you're still waiting for it to be. So let's say you put in an order for, and not saying that you should, but you put in an order for 32. You go try to buy this at 32, but you look at it right now and it's 47. You're not going to get a fill. You had to modify your order. So, okay. Now, this candle right here is looking like confirmation. It's looking like confirmation. Confirmation would be technically if it totally closed out, but it's looking like confirmation, but it's just tanking, right? And I hate that. So I'm trying to wait for some retracement, but I am looking to enter it. It would have been great to shoot the half-court shot and get it right here, because now it's at 54 and so on. But at the same time, sometimes you just can't take the risk. So I'm trying to see what's happening here. The RSI is at 30, 33. What does this mean? This downward momentum is going to slow down a little bit and push up some. And you could kind of see it, right? That's what the RSI is telling us. So even though we are near bottom, like down here at confirmation, and potentially could close out on the confirmation, remember, we are sitting very close to multiple things, because you got to really see the whole playing field and not just one thing, right? We do see that we're under our line. This is weakness technically. However, the RSI is showing strength, and then we see the strength. We're not seeing weakness under it. We're seeing strength. So then it tells you to slow down, slow your roll. And I'm slowing my roll, and I'm trying to see what's going on now. See if this hits back up here for the retest of this line. But again, I see the buyers. Never ignore the signs. Never ignore the signs. We would like this to be a red candle. It's green. That's not a good sign for a put. We would like to not see this long wick on the bottom, right? Because you're looking for puts. That's not a good sign. You would like the RSI to be more neutral, which is trying. It's like 39 now. It's trying to get more neutral. 30 was way oversold. So now this option is 43. This option is 43. $45. And there's a whole lot of sellers coming in though, trying to take some profit. We're still watching her. It's looking like she's trying to confirm down. She's at 49, 50. What am I looking at? Again, I'm looking at this same option right here. 400 strike, 21st of February. And it was 32 when we first saw it, but now it's not. It's at 48. 49-ish. Now, I want to say this too. As a new investor, if you're new here and you have never traded options before, generally don't trade the blue lines, right? You want to trade the green lines and the red lines more often because the blue lines are going to kick you out a lot. If you don't know how to do your stop loss good, then you're going to be, oh man, I'm down 30% out of nowhere. You got to get kicked out when these things happen, right? So you see this? How we got the wick on the top and the wick on the bottom are almost the same. Family, this is extreme consolidation, even on a 5-minute time frame. This is another kind of a gamble zone when you really think about it, because the buyers and the sellers are literally at a standstill. So we want to see if this candle is going to confirm red when it closes out or green. What I could imagine though is as soon as we get the next candle to open, the algorithm is probably going to push the next one to be the same color quickly. So then I'm looking at it still, and I see that we have a whole lot of buys at 47. Whole lot of buyers at 47 of this same option. There are some at 48, but there's a whole lot here at the 47. 46 now. 45. We are near a psychological level again at 400. 44. So she's pushing down, so she's turning green a little bit. And we're just watching her for now. These white lines are our psychological levels. I'm going to try to expand it a little bit so we can see it better. Yep, here we go. So she closed out green. And now, but we see this. 47. They're trying to push her down. They're trying to push her down. 50. So yeah, she's still showing a weakness. However, the RSI is at 34. So the weakness is going to be hard to maintain it. But I don't personally like trading in a weird day where you got the blue and the red line is the same for the put, but then at the same time the RSI is super low. However, I see money to be made towards the downside, and I'm still looking at that same exact option. 49 is the price right now. And they are crushing the SPY, family. They are crushing the SPY. What was she yesterday? Like 409 or something? Or I guess yesterday wasn't open. And I can see my buyers rolling back in too. Look at these long wicks starting to come in. How do we know the buyers is probably going to come in? We know generally because of the RSI being low. And what I'm doing right now, fam, I want you to understand, and exercise in extreme patience. Exercise in extreme patience, because it's better to miss an entry than it is to get in at the wrong time and ignore the signs because you're so determined to get into a put, or you're so determined to get into a call. It's better to not ignore the signs and trade with the chart and not with your heart. So, okay, I'm looking at the signs. The signs are telling me, man, oh, I thought that was going to be a confirmation. Did it close out red? No. This one, did it close out red? No. That's what we're waiting for. A candle that lived totally under it and was red, right? Like this. That's why I had this drawing right here. But we're not getting it. And now it doesn't want me to open this up. That's crazy. That's how we getting down? Oh, here we go. This is what we wanted. We didn't get it. So we can make some money in a way that's the charts is telling us, rather than it just being luck. But we can see the buyers here, long wicks on the bottom. However, the sellers, they're still here. They're still pushing. So now the same option that again was 32 is now 41. Don't rush. You said was about to go on my first option trade, but it says my account isn't high enough level. Do I just reapply? Yeah. Go to the class questions, right? And look at the pins, and you'll see how to get on level 3 on Webull, for example. While trading, do you ever glance at the 1 minute? I think it's a good idea. However, you don't want to get too caught up in the 1 minute, right? If you ever look at the 1 minute, try to look at the 1 minute in fives, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll like tell you the 5 minute. That's like the whole story. This is the story of the 5 minute chart, the last 5 1 minute candles, right? So we can see that they're kind of pushing up, and it does make sense to glance at it. By the way, it does. But trading off of it, nah. You got in at 45. I ain't looking at the gap to the upside. Shout out to Cap, my guy. Shout out to Cap and Hawk, my guy. So right now, no, I'm not. It doesn't mean that it won't happen. But the gap back up, I don't see any signal for it other than a bounce off of the 400 to try to be such a strong bounce, right? If you think of this 400 psychological level, it's likely to be a very strong level. So then I'm not really interested in trying to play a gap, because it would take so much more longer to just fill out, or so much longer to fill out, that I'm not interested in it right now. But to be honest with you, family, I'm looking at this, seeing if I get a confirmation, which I am not getting. Seeing some of this weakness though. Okay, so she's trying again. She's trying to go lower. How low can you go? RSI is still at 34. Which means though, just know, today is a day of straight up weakness, like seriously weakness. However, the RSI is so low that the buyers, they're there. They're there. I'm seeing some sellers. This one, you could technically consider a confirmation. This one right here. And do you see what's going on now? This one, the confirmation, and then you enter the trade. And when it confirmed, this one was about 44 on the price, but now the price is 47. $50, $51. Oh yeah, she's pumping. $53, $50. Whoa, she's pumping, baby. She's pumping. But do you see how that works? the confirmation. Now I didn't get in there on the entry yet. I couldn't. But that's how it works. The confirmation and then boom, the drop. Confirmation and then the drop. Up here was a retest, confirmation and then drop. But I didn't get in on it yet. You said RSI on my phone and desktop is telling me different numbers, 6 and 27. What are you on? Are you on Webull? Webull on the desktop should be able to give you the real data. If not, just go to Moomoo. They give you real data, real time. Okay, the buyers again are trying to push her. All right, family. So look, she's about to. It looks like she really about to pump towards the 400, like break down. Now I didn't get in, but we definitely identified it. But I was a little slow on the trigger. But she's going. She's going. She's going. Confirmation, and she's going, right? I hope that makes sense to you. Confirmation, and boom, she's gone. Confirmation is a red candle that lives totally below the line and closes out. And look, you would have thought we could predict the future. But again, I missed my entry, so it is what it is. You say you want Moomoo? Shout out to Moomoo. That's what I'm talking about, big dog. That real-time data is crazy. RSI is getting hot. RSI is getting hot. So now this option right here is at 62. So this is basically, and again, I didn't get in it, but it would have been a home run at 32 to about 62. You know, you need 2 more cents and then boom, you hit the home run. But again, we saw it at 32 in the gamble zone. You could flip a coin, right, and get lucky. But however, you could have definitely made at least 50% by playing the confirmation. I was just slow on the trigger. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. It is what it is. I told you, I ain't asked catch them. I can't catch them all. You say we missed a bus, but another one will come? That's right. That's right. But do you see this, though? The importance, playing the chart, not your heart. Playing the chart, not your heart. That's what's really important. And I hope that when you see me doing these live streams, like I'm really able to show you what you could be able to do, right? What you could be able to do towards just making money on these days. I'm sure there are people on the news and everybody else is crying and crying about how the market's just coming down. Meanwhile, you should be able to say, I see the opportunity here. I see the opportunity towards the way down. That's really what I want you to see. Yep, RSI is 29 right now, meaning you're going to see it pop up a little bit more. But understand that the fear of hitting a new day's low, sometimes it could blow through your technicals. Sometimes it could blow through it. So you got in at 40 and looking for the 48, looking for the rinse and repeat, or you got out at 40. Hey, money is money. Money is money, big dog. Money is money. Yep, so now she has 64, 65. Hey, yeah, would have been nice. Would have been nice, but it is what it is. Some days you don't get in on the trade. Some days you do. I'm still looking, though, because I still see there's money to be made on this. Because we ain't even hit that level yet that I would, like, definitely get out at. We're getting close. But we didn't touch it. Still downside. The only thing that's going against the downside is the RSI is just hot. But it's still downside here. 70. Yo, she is freaking pumping. Pumping. Yo, when you miss your entry, yo, it make you want to do this. Right? It make you want to do this. Man. Some bull crap, right? It make you want to do that. However, understand there's always another play. And sometimes the same play is the next play. Do I see it bounce at 400? Yes. How long is it going to last? Who knows? But I can definitely see it. Yep, confidence creates confidence, baby. Oh, my guy said, you mean dumping? I'm talking about the puts are pumping. So we saying the same thing. My guy Rob, he said, yo, that's just how I'm sitting right now. Like, man. Rob, I feel you, big dog. I feel you. So, okay. You know how I said sometimes the same play is the next play, right? Let me show you what I mean by that. I mean this, right? Take a look. Let me see. Let me let this pop up. So look at this. It had ran up to 70, but now that it had ran up to 70 right here on the bottom. Let me try to move this up a little bit so you can see it again even better. So it ran up, this one is 52. It ran up to 70, right? We saw it at 32 in the gamble zone. It ran up to 70, and now it's back to 52. Sometimes the same play is the next play, meaning if it's retracing up to pick you up, then it could go right back down, right? And continue on the downtrend, and then you can make money there. Yeah, so it just went to 52, and now it's back at 61, right? You see what I'm saying? You said cross arms, 20%. Shout out to you, family. Kicked out at 65 too. That's great. That's great. What you're doing is you're playing to win. Your son woke up from his nap. You got to pass on the play. Family, look. So I missed out on my entry, right? But understand, there's always another play. So what do? Sometimes you got to think of it like this. If I don't get in any trades, I didn't lose money. And that's a part of winning too, not losing money. So let me just write this here. No trades, but not because the normal reason that I won't do a trade. No trades is usually no clear signals is why I wouldn't trade. But I literally missed my entry. That was it, right? We literally saw it, but I missed the entry that I wanted. No clear signals, no. Missed entry. What I do is I keep notes of what's going on so that when I come back, I can say, okay, what changed here? What did I do wrong? Like, or what did I do right? I feel like a no clear signal day is something I did right. But here, missed entry. It is what it is. Stop loss kicked you out, up 60%. Family, Raphael, if I'm saying your name incorrectly, big dog, no disrespect. He's playing the game right. I seen somebody else say this too. This is how you play the game. Your stop loss determines where you get out of the play. You can always re-enter, but your stop loss is your take profit, right? To kick you out. But it's supposed to kick you out up. That's the goal. So today, I just missed my entry. It is what it is. I could be in my feelings about it, right? But I ain't gonna be in my feelings about it for a long time. I be in my feelings, and then I be out of my feelings, and on to the next play. So now, family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got an important appointment I gotta go to. So I will see you in the next one. Let me know. Let me just give you something to leave with, though. Under 1 or 401.50, under 401.50, you can't see it? You see this? Under 401.50, I'm playing the puts to 400 again. That's how I will rock. Playing the puts to 400 again. Under that, under 401.60. If I don't see it go under 401.60, I'm staying my @ $, picture that, $, I'm staying my $, away from the puts if I don't see it go under 401.50. So I love y'all, family. Great live stream. Remember, any day that you don't lose money is a success. Any day that you make money is clearly a success. So then today, hey, you either earn or you learn. And today was a learning experience for me. I looked away for like half a second, family, half a second. And then I missed this confirmation right here, which would have led me to a home run. Whenever you miss your entries or you miss anything, make sure that you take away from it. Make sure you take something away. And what I take away from it was, I looked away when I probably really shouldn't have, right? So then I missed my entry. And now I know to be better in that particular thing. There's always a space for you to learn no matter who you are, right? And we all learn together. So I love y'all. I see you in the next one. But if you can't handle the heat of these hot stocks, stay out of the kitchen. Consider investing in index funds. Add me in the Discord if you need me. Take care.